This is RENE. I'm here with Ray. Today we're doing our season 1 finale. We're doing a recap. So in this episode, we'll be talking about the 11 episodes that we have recorded so far. So we'll just start off with just like a general overview of what we've done in this season 1 so far. So I'll start off by letting you guys know what was the origin of the podcast itself. Ray, do you remember why we started the podcast?
Well, yeah, we pretty much ventured into this because we all have our own unique takes on certain matters of our life or what's going on in the world, and we just wanted to reach out and express ourselves and our point of views to others.
Yeah, so that was the general basis of it. It was actually the mind child of Victor. He was the one that originated the idea for the podcast because we were always around each other, and the discussion would just come up and we'll just talk about random stuff, our personal lives, the current events, things that were just happening around the world, and we all had unique takes and outlooks on it, like Ray said. And so the first episode was originally Victor, V, and Miss Mar, and Jay was also there. That was the first ever episode. Then from there came along myself, RENE, and also Ray for the second episode. And there was one more member that joined along the way, and that was Mike. He came about later on in the episode and joined the 501 podcast team, 501 social podcast team. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
No, like you said, I was just trying to tell you about the cast so far and how we done. Pretty much how this comes together, how we get recording done. At the end of the day, we're working on a budget. We're all here. We all have our day jobs, and we make do with what we have. A lot of work goes into production, guys, on producing these episodes. As you can't see yet, but we're not really in a booth. We do this at wherever we can do it, to be honest, according to our schedules. And there's a lot of stuff we gotta filter out because like I said, we're not in a booth, a soundproof booth. So just letting you guys know about the work that really goes into this.
A lot of people, they only get the finished product when it's put out, but it's a lot of work, especially with the noises, because like we said, we do it wherever we can. Majority of the time is at someone's house. So you have your pets, they're in the background. There's the outside noise from traffic, other people just passing along, things of that sort. We don't, like Ray said, we don't really have a soundproof booth where we can just sit down and get that top-notch quality.
Yeah,
and
we don't have that.
We don't have that yet. So like all of us, we have our day jobs, and we just try to synchronize our schedules to get this done because it's something we enjoy doing, not only something that we want to do. Like Victor always touched on, it's not like our foremost outgoing thought is financial gain from it. It's something that we enjoy doing, so we come together whenever we can and actually try to get this done. And we speak about a lot of stuff. So like the first topic The first topic was promises. Now, that topic actually just came about, and like I said, it was JV, Victor, and Miss Mar that did that first one. And from there, the second one was like a spin off of that, where it was promises, a continuation of promises, and also where you are currently in your life, which was one of the episodes I enjoy because it makes me give like an introspective of where I am as a person, all the struggles and everything of the sort, trying to be a better person on a day-to-day basis, things of that sort. Those were the first two, and it was just a general like
Share.
yeah, just a general share, but
And-
with a structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
And
ahead,
I
Rick.
think it's important, like, how did we come across these topics? You know, because when we first discussed the idea of the podcast, you know, we didn't want to come off as something political. You know, we all have our, you know, if we express our opinions about politics, it's all going to come off as a party bias. So we were trying to avoid certain topics, you know, politics, certain particular social issues, you know, because it's kind of hard to touch those issues without different retrospects from everybody from those social and economical parts, you know. If we don't have somebody that has, or, you know, living that social problem or going through certain economical issues as well. So, you know, some of the topics were, we wanted to talk about some stuff that are interesting to us, but also offer a little escape from the everyday difficulties and social issues of the world. So, you know, that's how we go about sometimes picking those topics.
Yeah, and that was what I was gonna touch on as well, like how we do our topics, because it's not like besides the first two, which was just the general birth of the podcast itself, we just don't want to touch on topics all just out the blues. Like it's actually a huge venting process for us, the entire podcast group. We actually vent our topics because like some of us has different stance, but the thing is we don't want to come off as, you know, being biased, and we don't want to speak on topics that we are not like really sensitive topics that we are not professionally abreast to, because like anyone could read anything off the internet and things of that sort and claim to like act like they know what they're saying, but different topics have different effects on people. And you know, we want this to be a podcast, and we when we started, we know that everyone will not agree with the opinions that everyone on the panel has. You know, some people will disagree with certain panelists that we have, they'll agree with certain panelists, but the point of it is we don't want to talk on topics that is very sensitive to people and don't have a professional to speak on those particular topics. So the venting process, then once we whittle down what topics we want to speak about for that week, then it becomes a random pick session, meaning that all the topics go into a bag or a basket, and from there we pick 2 topics. And once we pick those topics, then we do our research, because we don't want to jump off. Yes, we want it to be natural. We want to speak, but we want to speak education. We want to be educated on the topics we're speaking about. We want to have our personal takes on it, but just spreading random information and not doing proper research is very harmful, which is like one of our topics that we spoke about, which was social media. That was actually, I think, our fifth topic for this season. It was social media, the pros and cons of social media. If it wasn't the fifth, it was the sixth. It was one of them. But I believe it was the sixth, because I think on the fifth one we spoke about music or movies, our favorite genre of entertainment.
Our favorite media.
So the third one I know was our comics and superheroes. That was right after the promises and the continuation of that, and where we wanted to be. The third topic was actually our favorite comic book hero, where I decided to throw a curveball into the entire episode and actually went with a villain. We still got things that we got to flesh out and things of that sort. There's some topics we touched on in the first season that we want to expand more on. We want to speak about different things. Our fifth one was media, like we said, Ray. Our sixth one was social media, the pros and cons of it, which to me so far, if I'm being biased here because the entire panel is not here to speak on it, but that was my favorite episode. Social media pros and cons, because it was something that I actually did a lot of research into. I actually spent a lot of time researching.
You came in hot and ready for that one, guns blazing.
Yeah, I did more of the cons of it.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I did like that. That was a fun take. But my favorite parts of this season was the open discussions.
Yeah, we had 3 of those.
Yeah, about 3 of the episodes. And those were really fun. Besides, just discussing a social issue, but that one felt really freeing, and I really enjoyed those episodes. I enjoyed a lot of people's lot of the folks' opinions on those.
Yeah, our open discussions, that's where you get us like raw and uncensored, for the lack of a better term.
Yeah, but
we're raw and uncensored. We open up in our open discussions.
And believe it or not, guys, we do hold back on some of those open discussions. And I think that's one of the things I really wanted to venture into with this podcast. I say a lot on this thing, but I'm a socially awkward guy, so Rene touched on it. It's a venting process for us, and I feel like this really helps me because I'm a guy that I keep to myself. I'm a very the word got away from me, but I really keep to myself. I keep a lot of my opinions and a lot of my feelings locked away. So this was very therapeutic for me, and I'm working on really opening up and giving more to you guys on this as well.
Yeah, and like for example, in the second open discussion that we had, it was very touching to hear Jay speak about things that she probably wouldn't say to certain people. Yeah, and if you know Jay, you'll know that she's a very loving, kind, caring, sweet person. That's just who Jay is.
It's a testament to her character, going through what she went through and being the person she is.
So, like we were saying with these open discussions, we get very uncandid and we just open about our lives and we speak, and we use it to be therapeutic. And those were like 3 episodes, and it ran into our conspiracy theory episode, which was another one that I truly enjoy because I love like these fringe thinking, thinking against society. Like this is the norm, and you have these ideas out there that are not considered the norm.
Talking about that episode, man, because we do leave a lot on the cutting room floor, and that conspiracy episode was actually there was a huge discussion about that. That was I actually took about 2 takes, and it took a lot of our time, a lot of editing, a lot of stuff did not make it, man, because like I said, the editing process and working with what we got to work with, it's really difficult, and sometimes a lot of the stuff gets left behind in editing. But that conspiracy episode, that was a huge one, and I think that was one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, and that it was just one that was like, it was, we try, we know that it's an hour long, about an hour to an hour and a half long each episode, and that's just a portion of the time that we invest when we do these things, because like Ray said, that conspiracy theory could have been almost 3 hours long, but that we leave a lot of episodes. We try to get at least 1 or 2 episodes in, so we have it for every week. But we leave a lot on the cutting floor, like Ray said. There is a lot of stuff, like we said. We do these not in any type of professional setting, so once there's a lot when Victor, our editor, gets in and he starts to do his editing. A lot of episodes sometimes that we really enjoy doing and had a lot of fun doing. They don't get put out because of the quality, and it is what it is until we can finally get our legs and do this thing professionally and get a professional setting to do it where we don't have all those background ambience noise and stuff. But it is what it is, which led us to our last episode, which was Overthinking. Another great episode that, we had a lot of fun doing.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any things you want to say in there before we try to wrap up this recap?
That I just was saying that episode, it wasn't exactly fun, but I feel like it was a strong episode as well, because a lot of us opened up about issues that we had to struggle with. So that was also a good episode.
Yeah, it was like, I speak about, any chance I get, I speak about my personal struggles, because I want people to understand that you go through your struggles, and there is a way and a chance and an opportunity, but you just got to find your outlet. Every time I try to speak about my personal struggles, because I want people to know, if you find a personal good outlet, or you find company or companions that are good, you will see the light. You will see good in the world again. But with those being said, this is just a recap, guys. The entire panel will be back for season 2. Will be even better. But the first season was fun. I know that we've already begun with many ideas for season 2. We want to have guests on, professionals in different areas to actually speak from a professional point of view, talking about many different topics.
Social topics affecting beliefs. Don't worry, guys. I know we were going to touch on some of those social topics, but we're still going to have some fun episodes in season 2 as well.
Yeah, and we also want to talk about a lot more topics that are affecting our country here in Belize, and we just want to leave you guys with a little insight into season 2. Season 2 would actually be, you guys are hearing our wonderful voice every week to week, but season 2 will actually be audio and video. So you guys will be getting visuals come season 2. Now, you know, we made our we got a hashtag out of season 1. So, you got anything before we wrap up, Ray, that you want to say?
I just wanted to say thanks for the support, guys. Everybody that has liked and subscribed so far. Every little support counts.
All right, guys. So I just want to remind you, as always, this is RENE. Enjoy yourself, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on our different social media platforms.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you in season 2.
And with that, we know we're going to be closing the damn door on season 1. We can't wait to see you guys in season 2, all right? Close the damn door.
Okay.
Yo, this is Mike. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and catch us on all platforms.